So again, good morning. This is Rudy over the radio. I'll be helping you folks out with your track discovery session. This one's about learning the track, going over the corners, the cones, and their meanings. Really slow speed exercise this morning, so we'll limit the speed around 60 miles an hour at most for this first round on the track. When you're directly behind the lead car, just follow the path of my car like train tracks. We're also going to go ahead and set up the optimal path around the course. With the paddle shifters for the automatics, if you're using the paddle shifters, I'm going to call the upshifts and the downshifts. If they become confusing, you can keep the car in fourth gear for the morning. Most of the shifting for the autos is just between fourth and maybe sixth gear at most. Again, the shifting might not make a whole lot of sense this morning though because of our speed. And for my manual driver, you're between third and fourth gear. Fourth gear primarily happens on the straightaway. We'll go ahead and enter the track right away. And we're entering on the front straightaway, entering corner number 3. So we have to start from the middle of the track. So on approach to this corner, we're looking for a blue turning count. When your front bumper arrives at the blue turning count, we're going to go ahead and add about a quarter of a turn to the right. Eventually, we're going to turn the wheel a little bit more to touch the curbing next to the apex count. Now we want to unwind the wheel and draw a straight line into the chicane. Into the chicane, it's going to be a quick left, then a quick right. Make sure we don't touch the curbing with the near apex, just drive next to it. This really is 3 VS's, so this is a combination of apexes. It's a quick left, then a quick right. When we drive into the bowl, the automatic should be in third gear. Let's move the car to the middle. So we're going to go up to the center, and then eventually we're going to turn the wheel a little bit more at the end of the corner, and to the bottom. Alright, exiting the launch pad, we're going to go into fourth gear for the autos, and for the most part, you're going to be in third. Then it's quarter of a turn going to the left. Now this is corner number 5A. We're going to ride this apex from the bottom to the top of the hill. When you pass by the second count, start moving the car to the far left-hand side, and the automatics are going to downshift right around that blue turning count to fifth gear. Now as we go down the hill, we're going to roll into a little bit of throttle input, and then upshift to fourth gear. Eventually you might need fifth gear as well. And now we're approaching turn 6. So quarter of a turn to the left. We're going to clip the apex and hold the left lane. Now here's corner number 7. So then another downshift to the automatics right there. We will be doing our first driver rotation this time. So Diane, I'm going to have you pull over to the right hand side. Jeff and Mike, let's move forward. Diane, and then move up. Now we're going to go ahead and just rotate for the first time here. I see hazard lights, so let's go ahead and actually pull up the track for a second. So Mike, I see your lights back there. We're going to pull up the track here.
How did I do that?
We'll double check what's going on here before we take off.
I'm sorry, I don't know how I turned the flashers on.
Oh, you just accidentally hit the flashers.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Oh, okay.
There you
Probably
go.
when I hit the AC button.
Okay, you're
I'm
good.
sorry.
No worries. You're good though?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, while we're here, this is our paved lane, so if we ever need to pull off the track, this is the area that's going to take place. We'll be entering the track right away again. Alright, so we're going to continue on. So Jeff, let's go ahead and roll forward. I'll give a second for the group on the straightaway to pass by first. Alright, let's go ahead and roll forward. We're going short shift from third, up to fourth gear. Let's say to the left-hand side through our blend line. Again, coming across corner number 3. Again, we're looking for blue turning cone. Now, watch my line here, Jeff. We're going to set up nice and wide through this corner. So we want to place the car on top of the patch that's on the asphalt. Eventually, we're going to go ahead and turn the wheel more at the end of the corner next to the cone. Now, let's unwind out. You're going to maintain fourth gear as we go through the S. A tight line between the apexes. A quick right, then a quick left, clip the curbing, and then one more right. When you drive into the bowl, you want to place the car out in the middle. Most of your steering effort is going to happen at the end of the course. We go up, and then we go down, so we can square out the apex cone. And you want to do your best and straighten out the wheel before the launch pad. In this area, the automatics might need to go from 4th to 5th gear. And here's corner number 5. I got 5/8 of one long duration apex zone, so ride the curbing from the bottom to the top of the hill. And use all the track space that we have over to the left. We can downshift right there. There's 5B. Now we're going to unwind out to the edge. We're going to roll into it up to 4th gear. Let's go for the kink on the right. And let's wait for our blue turning cone. Here's corner number 6. One quick left. Now we're going to continue to hold that left lane here, Jeff, for corner number 7. Then downshift again to 3rd gear. And put across the apex. Alright, so here's Jeff. We're going to rotate again over to the right. I'll get Mike behind my lead car with Diane. Jeff's going to wait until the grade 31 car passes. Diane, stay to the left-hand side behind that red car. Alright, so now we're going to continue into corner number 1. So corner 1 has 2 apexes, so this is 1A, and then you have 1B. It's about a half a turn between the two corners there. Now here's turn 2 to the left, and then we want to unwind to the right-hand side on the straightaway. Then we slowly start to bring the car back across to the tall braking cone. Alright, we're going to go and plan our braking. We're going to set them nice and high to the middle of the track. And then we get to the back of the apex. Now let's open up the wheel out to the center of the track. Every time we exit a corner, we want to find the path of least resistance. So the sooner we can unwind the wheel, the sooner we can begin accelerating. So notice here, Mike, we're right on top of the curbing. Into the bowl, we're going to move the vehicle to the center of the track. And then down to the bottom. Now, just before the launch pad, try to straighten out the wheel if you go up, and that minimizes any kind of side-to-side movement on the exit. And just a little bit of steering, going over to 5/8. Let's go ahead and ride the apex from the bottom to the top of the hill. Alright, so here's 5B. The apex. And let's go ahead and unwind out to the edge. Now let's go and roll into it. We're going to go over the curbing for the kink. Flip the steering effort to the left. And there's the apex of 6. Now here, we're going to go across the apex of 7, and then shortly we're going to do another rotation, so each driver gets another lap behind the lead car. Alright, Mike, let's go ahead and rotate you to the right. Diane, let's move forward with Jeff. And Mike, you're waiting until the white 12A passes. Alright, Diane, we're going to come across turn number 1. Let's wait for that blue turning cone. about a quarter of a turn to the first apex. Between here, we're going to be in third gear for the autos. And then fourth gear, we come across turn 2, or quarter 2. Now we're going to unwind out to the edge of the road. We'll start accelerating. We're going to go from fourth to fifth gear. And then plan our braking. As we slow down, we're going to place the car on top of the patch on the asphalt. And then we'll get to the back of the apex. Now let's go ahead and unwind. Now we're going to go across the apex on the left. And then notice the path we draw here, Diane, we're on top of the curbing. We're going to be a little bit closer. So try to touch this curbing on the left. You're missing the curbing by a few inches. There you go, that's better. I know it seems like we're close, but yeah, you can definitely get closer. Back to the center as we go through the bowl. And then let's go ahead and follow through at the end of the corner and a little more steering effort. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and take it to the top. Alright, going across. A little bit of steering to the left. Here's the entry, 5A. Let's ride the apex from the bottom to the top of the hill. And utilize the track space that we have out to the edge. And there's 5B. Alright, let's maximize the exit now. We're going to go right over the key onto the right hand side here. Here's corner number 6. And we're going to go ahead and continue to hold that left lane. Alright, so here, Diane, we're going to rotate again. And then Jeff, I'll get you behind me with Mike. Diane, you're waiting for the red 28 to pass by. Alrighty, so down to third gear as we come across turn 1. And as you're rolling to a little bit of throttle foot there, Jeff, we're going to select fourth gear. Use the track space out to the right. Eventually you want to get up to fifth gear, and in the afternoon you will eventually need sixth gear on this straightaway. Now we're going to start downshifting again. For the 65 autos, you're actually going to be seeing fourth gear through here. As we go through the chicane. And one quick left, and let's go away from the near apex again. Now into the bowl, we're going to move the car out to the center of the track. Let's go up. Alright, back to the top. Alright, so here's 5A. And let's ride this apex from the bottom to the top of the hill. Now here we get down to third gear, right before 5B. Now we can test a little bit of the exit curbing on the left-hand side. And this is going to help us line up the key so we can train this out. Now we're back and forth, and then eventually fifth. Then bounce across corner 6. Let's hold the left lane. Back in third gear. Alright, here's corner 7. Alright, nicely done there, Jeff. We're going to go ahead and rotate again. So then Mike will get his second lap with Diane, and then Jeff, you're waiting for the gray 31. The next lap will be exiting. Alright, so here, Mike, we're in third gear.
Yep.
The curbing's a little shallow, but we can still clip the curbing. Alright, here's turn 2 on the left. We're going to squeeze a little more throttle input and take the space that we have on the right. When we pass by these exit curbings, we'll then slowly start to move the car to the left. Back on the brake. Going to cross. Here's turn 3. And to the inside now. Now let's maximize our exit coming out. tight line through the S's. Alright, let's go ahead and start venturing back to the center. We're going to go ahead and bring it up. We're scanning through the driver's side window, and let's turn the wheel just a little bit more at the end of the corner. Alright, here we go, across corner 5. And right the apex from the bottom to the top here, Mike. Find your turning count out to the edge. And here's 5B. Alright, we're going to maximize the exit now out to the edge. Going to maintain third gear as we go down the hill. Now for corner 6, we actually want to get to the back side of this apex a little bit sooner than you think. Here we go, and here's corner 7. Alright, so this time we're going to rotate back to our original order, and we're going to exit this time. So Mike, I'll have you pull over one more time. So you should have Diane, Jeff, and Mike. Now when we exit the track, we're going to activate the left turn signal this time. This gives a signal to anyone watching the track that either that group or the one driver is coming off track. Anytime during these lead follow track sessions, if you need to exit because let's say you're not feeling good, you can always exit on your own. Obviously we just visited pit road right there in the corner. So if we have a wheel drop, if we need to sweep rocks, we can always pull off there. However, this time we're going to go ahead and exit the track. So there's an exit sign here on the right. We're going to go across this corner, and then eventually this is going to lead us down to the lower paddock. We're going to be visiting the braking exercise now, and Jake's going to lead that. So I'm going to go ahead and take you folks over with the other group in combination now. And this